punching people in the face all weekend long here, guys. It's going to be a great tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. They probably have 70, 80 fights that's going to be going on in 2 rings. We are going to be live streaming this event on our akpromotions.org network. You need to check it out. It's going to be a great event. Each ring is going to have its own individual camera. You're going to be able to see people, boom, the sweat popping off of people's face and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, my first thought about you, sir, this is right here, is Coach Winfield and his partner. What is your name again?
William Spells.
Mr. William Spells there. These guys are long-time trainers. My first feeling with you is, for some reason, Colin Powell. I don't know why Mr. Colin Powell, General Colin Powell, comes to my mind here. Has anyone ever told you that you look like General Colin Powell?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, I was security guard at the public library.
Right.
And that's what the old lady used to come in and say.
All the
And
time.
I look like Colin Powell.
Oh, man, you really, really do.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your connection with boxing.
Well, I started boxing in 1969 under Mr. Jimmy Lumpkin from Norfolk, Virginia. And I came off the streets, you know what I mean, from a life of crime and misery. And I went into boxing late in my life, about 19 years old. And Mr. Lumpkin groomed me and took me up to Richmond, Virginia. And that's where I won the AAU Novice Division Championship. And from there, he groomed my whole life, you know what I mean, in the amateur ranks. And I won significant bouts.
You said a life of misery. Tell me a little bit about that life of misery.
Well, you know, I was born, you know, and raised without a father. And it was difficult on my mom because she was sort of illiterate and she didn't have the education to back up, you know, what she wanted to do.
Absolutely.
And mom, you know, she worked days work trying to take care of, you know, 3 kids. And it was hard on her, and I was rebellious and dropped out of school in the 8th grade. And life was a tremendous struggle for me.
Struggle for you.
Yes, trying to, you know, get hold of what was going on in the world.
So boxing found you, or you found
No,
boxing?
boxing found me. Boxing mentored me, you know, and started me, you know, looking at myself and feeling good about myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And getting in shape and then having recognition.
What kind of man has that made you today?
You know, it has made me a man that I look back and understand that I'm a child of grace. You know what I mean? And I'm not out here by works that I've done, but he looked on me and had mercy on me. And that's the way I look at kids today.
Right.
You know, not to look down on them, not to condescend, but to go down and pull them up as far as I can pull them if they're loud.
What do you think the biggest thing that's missing with our youth today?
Well, I hate to say this, but fatherless. We now, you know, have become, you know, that father figure, you know, for the kids because they don't have dads.
Right.
We have kids with us, man, whose mothers are locked up for 30 years in prison. You know, kids, other kids whose dads, you know, were doing drugs in the early years and now in prison.
Right.
And these kids, you know, they didn't have anybody to turn to.
Right.
But their mothers,
Right.
you know, or grandmothers.
Right.
So that's what I feel, that this is what is hindering most young, you know, people today. It's direction.
Why do I feel like I'm getting ready to get a speech from you? I feel like you're running a
man,
pulpit.
look, man,
you're getting ready to preach a sermon. Why do I feel that way? What am I feeling here?
Well, you know why you're feeling that way? Because I'm an ordained minister.
I knew something was going on there because I said, this man is way too articulate here. He's getting ready to preach a sermon. I can tell you that right now. Well, tell me, how do you fit the boxing and Christ into the lives of these young fighters? Is that something that you combine, or you kind of let it be separate?
Well, that's something that, you know, I live. I'll put it that way. You know, and that's what I consider mentoring.
Right.
You know, when you're first an example to them and let them see your character each day, you know, and what you do, how you talk.
The works I've done.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that way these kids take up from that. They emulate that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that I don't go around preaching to them because they come from different homes.
Right, yes. What do you think about that, though? And I'll get to you in just a second, but what do you think about people who talk the talk, but they don't walk it?
You don't walk the walk.
They're hypocrites. I mean, we have so much of that today, and these kids are seeing this.
Yes.
Right, and you're trying to tell them one thing while you're doing another. Don't smoke, but while you're smoking.
Well, see, one thing about that, I spent 17 years, mentoring at Norfolk Juvenile Detention. And, what I had in front of me,
Right.
Hundreds of kids,
Right.
From all different walks of life.
Right.
And one thing about it, these kids, when I set my stuff up behind me, the pictures of me, and the writings about Muhammad Ali,
Right.
and these kids were amazed that they were looking at a man who was actually in the ring with the greatest of all time.
So hold on, back up for a minute. We just can't jump past the fact. Tell me a little bit about how that happened.
Well, it all came through Mr. John Todd, and that's who our gym is named after.
Okay.
Todd's Eastside Boxing.
Right.
And Mr. Todd was an awesome promoter. And he is the one who contacted the men up in Roanoke, Virginia. And they all got together with the program.
Right.
And they brought 2 fighters from Virginia and one from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Charlie Boston.
Right, right.
And they included us and paid for the hotel room and our meals. And we got a check at the end.
Right.
And we all boxed a couple of rounds apiece.
Okay.
With the greatest.
Wow.
And
something you never forget. Did you
experience.
know he was the greatest at that moment? Did you know how good he was?
He was my idol.
Okay. Wow.
Muhammad had always been my idol. Can you imagine how I felt
Oh,
when the bell rang and there he is?
Right.
And here I am.
what?
And I can't run.
Oh
See?
my God. Hey, Abby, so let me just touch you just for a minute there. Dan has been touched by Muhammad Ali, the greatest. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on one second. I want to get back to you. And I want to bring this gentleman right here. Just step back. Don't leave, step back. And I want to bring you in there. Tell me, what is your name, sir?
My name is William Spells.
William Spells. So tell me a little bit about your connection here with Coach Winsfield.
Yes, our coach, Coach Todd, brought me to his house one time, and he said, "Hey, I want you to coach with Bubba." So that's how I met this guy right here.
Right. Well, what kind of guy is he?
He's a real cool guy.
Real cool guy.
Yeah.
Now, did you box before too?
Yes, I boxed before.
You boxed. Tell me a little bit about your past.
Yeah, well, I came to the United States Navy at the age of 21. I came to Virginia. I'm really from upstate New York.
Right.
But I was, walking around the neighborhood. I saw the sign.
Right.
Eastside Boxing Times, Eastside Boxing Club. I was like, ooh, let me give him a call.
Yeah.
So then, I started boxing.
Right.
So I boxed from like 92 to 94 and with one state Golden Gloves in 94.
Okay. Wow. So you got some real skills at this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, why are you so devoted to giving back to the kids?
Because it's that love for not just people, but also kids. Because they emulate what they see.
Right.
With their adults, their example.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Coach Winfield, could you step back here one more second as I wind this down? Okay. I know you're getting tired of standing up there, but I just want to say something really quick. Okay. This is Real Talk. Johnny Davis Live, Real Talk with Real Solutions. You're 2 African-American men. I just happen to notice that, right? I just happen to notice that, right? Do you feel an extra sense of how should I say, commitment to these kids because perhaps you have some history that you didn't like in coming up and perhaps how you were treated in your area? Come up a little closer. Right.
Well, that's a good question.
That's what I do.
You know what I mean?
Johnny Davis Live, Real Talk,
Johnny
Real
Davis
Solutions.
Live.
You'll never forget it. Once you come on one time, you'll never forget it.
Johnny, my boys, when me and Will started 6 years ago, because Mr. Todd developed, Alzheimer's. And he was a great man,
Right.
Before that. And he was my manager in the pros. And his dedication and devotion spilled over on me. And I guess my dedication and devotion spills over on the kids.
Right.
So when there's my wife, when time to go to the gym, I'm up and ready to go.
Right.
I don't care how I feel or how much I'm hurting, but I get up and go and unlock that door
Right.
and let the kids in.
Right, right,
Yes,
right.
sir.
Well, I can't imagine you hurting or anything like that, right? I mean, you know.
I tell you, man.
No, I'm kidding because you told me that you've had some recent surgery.
Yes, knees, you know what I mean, shoulders, appendix, all that stuff.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But you're still in there. You're hanging in there.
You know what I mean? God is
Right.
good, man.
Yes, yes,
I
indeed.
depend on him for everything.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think you're here for a reason, and I think that you are passing on a great legacy, both of you gentlemen, and I think it's going to live on for a very, very long time. And I know these young fighters.
Can I say this?
You can say
I love
whatever it is.
all of these kids.
Yes,
I don't just look at my kids,
right.
but when I come here, I'm devoted to all of these kids,
Yes, yes.
wherever we are,
Right.
you know, in USA Boxing.
Wow. Coach Winfield.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, so I'm gonna get your name just right here in a minute too. Hey, thanks so much for being on
Thank you,
Johnny
thank you,
Davis
thank
Live,
you,
guys.
guys.
Listen, we're here today with the Carolina Gloves here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We have a ton of boxing going on this weekend. Listen, you can watch it live on our AK Promotions pay-per-view live streaming network at akpromotions.org. It's going to be happening Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. It's going to be a lot of fights, a lot of boxing, a lot of punching people in the face, guys, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you will join us. Again, akpromotions.org. Hope you got something you want to say to me?
My wife, she's an official.
She's one of the officials there.
Yeah, she's one of the officials.
That's good.
And not only, she's a coach.
As a coach.
Yes.
Well, what? She don't want to talk to me? You don't want to talk to me? Come on over and talk to me. Hey, he catch me. I was signing off. So we're going to bring on over here. Come on over here. Bring it over here. She's a fighter. Come on now. Come on. How you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I don't know. Listen, there's something about you that reminds me. You know how we started like that? That you get ready to sing a song for me. Come over here.
No,
Come over
you
here.
can
Look,
do that.
I got a feeling you can sing.
Not true.
How
can cook.
can you be a pastor's wife and not sing?
I can holler and I can cook.
Tell me a little bit about your connection with the boxing scene.
Well, actually, there's a lot of interesting things about Eastside Boxing. Eastside Boxing is actually where I met and married Mr. Winfield.
Okay. So you went to the gym with another purpose.
Well, to deliver some chicken and dumplings. And I ended up being the chick getting the dumplings.
Okay.
In all actuality, my daughter was taking her daughter there for training.
Right.
And she had asked me to make a pot of chicken and dumplings because Coach Winfield wanted some chicken and dumplings. And so I made these chicken and dumplings because that's my specialty.
I heard something about, you kind of get the stomach going for it, something like that.
I'll just tell you. Well, I took him to chicken and dumplings. I walked through the door, we made eye contact, and let me just say 4 days later, we were married.
Oh, no! 4 days?
4 days.
Yeah.
4 days?
Thursday, married him on Monday.
And how long was that?
Well, it's 4 years now. It'll be 4 years next month.
40?
4.
Oh, 40. Oh, okay.
40 years, brother.
I'm going to say, you got New Year. You got a newlywed. You guys are still newlyweds.
Yes,
All right.
yes. Love it, Mike.
That is awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about, he said that you were actually a trainer or
I'm a coach, but I'm also an official. So I actually judge, run
you
time
know something
boxing.
about some boxing.
Well, I'm married to a boxer.
Exactly. I tell my wife that all the
But I
time.
love boxing. I love boxing. I've always loved the sport.
Right.
But yeah.
We have some great people here this weekend who are involved in the sport of boxing. People like this young lady right here. This is what it's all about, guys.
It
Thanks
is.
so much for taking a moment
It is.
and
Thank
chatting
you.
with me, guys. Guys, you guys are awesome, right? We're going to see you again
That's
real
easy.
soon. Maybe we'll chat
Time
over the
east
weekend.
side.
Here we go. Let's go. East side. East side. East side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, we're going to sign off here for just a moment for the Carolina Gloves here. It's a great boxing tournament going on this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. So check it out on our website, pay-per-view, akpromotions.org on the calendar. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out.